Wow, thank you, Chris. One statistic he didn't say, I don't really want to let you all in on this secret, but one of my coworkers reminds me almost every day, is apparently I hold a record for errors. So if you guys could get rid of that one, maybe I won't get harassed at work as much. But honestly, I'm honored and humbled to be standing here in front of you guys this evening as an inductee into the St. Michael's Athletic Hall of Fame. I'm going to take you back to a day, Friday, March 24th, 2023. I'm sure for most of you this is just a typical Friday, but for me, I actually had the day off, and let me tell you, that's rare. I had just worked a full midnight shift, gotten home after working 12 straight days with some overtime on top of that. I was excited for the day off, not only because I had a day off, but I was going to have 3 days off in a row. I'll tell you, that never happens. I was getting ready to leave Connecticut, and I was going to go to New York to play in a tournament that I play in every year to promote brain cancer research. Around 11:30 that morning, I was getting ready, and I heard my phone ring, but unfortunately, I missed a phone call. When I checked my phone, I saw that I had a voicemail. I looked at the number, and I immediately recognized it as a St. Michael's College number. From there, I immediately thought, they're calling me for money. Definitely. They were soliciting for money. There was some sort of phone-a-thon, something of that, right? If you went to college, you know that these people still call you. But as I listened to the voicemail, I realized it was from Josh Kessler. He said he couldn't remember the last time that we were in touch, but he said he was calling through a function of the college, through the athletic department, and that he wanted to catch up. He mentioned something about softball, but just said give me a call so we could catch up. In his message, believe it or not, he did go as far as saying, and I will quote him, "I'm not trying to solicit for money. That's the other side of campus." And I literally laughed. I called him back, and I was excited to talk to him. Josh and I actually went to the same high school, Colchester High School. We both ended up coming to St. Mike's, although neither of us were at the same school together. He went to school with my brother, Justin, and his father and my father were both part of Colchester Rescue Squad, so I knew Josh pretty well. Josh was a staple for every athlete here at St. Michael's College during my athletic career. He seemed to know every player, every position they played, or if they played two, he knew that position as well, and he seemed to know all their ongoing stats. To say I was impressed by his ability to remember this is truly an understatement. When I called him back, he in fact did not try to solicit any money from me. He told me that I was selected as one of the 2023 Hall of Fame honorees, and I was honestly speechless. I've only personally known 2 people to have been inducted into the Hall of Fame. Megan Roberge-Duluth is here today, and also another teammate of mine, Casey Brooks. I played against Megan in high school, and she was a force to be reckoned with. I remember a game in high school where she struck out 20 of the 21 batters. Impressive. Luckily, when I came to St. Mike's, I found that I was no longer playing against her, but instead she was on my team. Casey, on the other hand, had been one of my teammates in the past. She and I played softball together in high school, and then became teammates again here at St. Mike's. I always looked up to Casey in high school and in college, and I always wanted to be just a fraction of the player that she was. Both of them were phenomenal softball players, and it was no surprise to me when both of them were inducted. When Josh told me I was going to be inducted, I thought to myself, who, me? Really? I was shocked. I didn't think it was something that I would ever see. It didn't seem real until I started receiving information from Josh about the event. At one point, he asked me to fill out a form, and it had a question, and the question said, and I quote, "What does it mean to you to be a member of the college's Athletic Hall of Fame?" I thought about that question, and immediately I thought of my 4 years here at St. Michael's College. Naturally, I thought about my 4 years on the softball team, and how being a part of the softball team was the biggest part of my college experience. I thought about the friendships I made playing softball, the memories I made playing at practice, during training, on spring break in Florida, and what seemed like the endless back-to-back days of games at the end of our season because, well, let's face it, somebody said it, we were playing softball in the spring in Vermont, so there was snow. A lot of postponed games due to snow. I thought about how our team changed each year with seniors graduating and freshmen joining the team, but ultimately I thought about how honored and proud I was to be amongst the players and coaches who made me a better player and helped make the memories that will last a lifetime. Softball is far from an individual sport. You can't play it unless you have at least 9 players on the field, and then you add in pinch runners, designated hitters, extra pitchers, and backups to take the field whenever you need it. To be nominated and inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame took every single teammate of mine to get me here. I could not have had the successes in my college softball career without their successes and without their support. With that being said, I'd like to thank my teammates for getting me here today. Thank you for pushing me to be better, for having my back, and supporting me when the times were rough, especially when I lost my mom to cancer my freshman year. Thank you to my coaches, Robin Newton and Ralph Halbach. Coach, you influenced a lot of lives through this program and through what you do every day. Your 2023 Vermont Teacher of the Year Award shows just that. I loved having you as a coach, even when I made you mad and I got thrown out stealing second, or I didn't swing at that first good pitch. You'd still turn around moments later and make me laugh. And when I did listen to you and I did swing at that first pitch, one of those happened to be the first pitch of the first bat, the first game of the doubleheader we were going to play, and that ball went over the fence. You definitely weren't mad that time. And you're welcome. I don't remember if we won, but I hope we did. Ralph was absolutely the best pitching coach. I contribute my hitting successes to Ralph's pitching abilities. You should see that man throw a softball. He had the best changeup I've ever seen. He'd throw the ball, and on the first time around, he'd let the ball go, and he'd continue his windmill right around, and you'd never even know the ball was already there. He also had a phenomenal pitch where he'd pitch behind his back. Although one time in batting practice before a game, he accidentally hit me with an inside pitch and ended up breaking one of my ribs. But it's Ralph, so you can't be mad. I would be remiss not to thank my family. Ever since I can remember, I always played sports. It didn't matter which sport it was, I played it or I tried it. There were times I was playing on 3 different teams for the same sport all at the same time. I'd play rec leagues, school leagues, travel teams. My parents made it all happen. Whether they drove me or arranged a ride for me, they got me to every practice, every game, and every special event I needed to be at. They provided me with whatever new gear I needed when I needed it. They supported me and cheered for me all the way through, and I know that they're both still cheering for me now. The only person that gave them a run for their money in the cheering section was my sister. Through high school as well as college, Heather was at every game she could be, literally cheering for me from the sides. My brother Justin, even though he wasn't at many games and he couldn't be here today, he'd always ask me, "Did you win? Did you hit any home runs?" Depending on my answer, I'd get 1 of 2 responses from him. He'd either say, "Good job, Ashley," or a joking, "You suck." I guess we'll call him my biggest motivator. Mom, Dad, Heather, Justin, you guys truly were and are my biggest fans, so thank you. Thank you to those that nominated me, the Hall of Fame committee, for inducting me into the St. Michael's College Athletic Hall of Fame. To me, the Athletic Hall of Fame is the highest accolade any athlete's career could ever have, so thank you for this honor.